Hey, good morning all. Thank you for joining. Welcome to the webinar, Why You Should Migrate Your Windows Workload to AWS. We'll start the session at 11:05. Just allow more people to join the webinar. Thank you. Hey, good morning all. Welcome to the webinar, Why You Should Migrate Your Windows Workload to AWS. I am Suvarna Jadhav, working with Cloud.in as a Strategic Partnership and Alliance Manager. We are honored to have Mr. Neeraj Trivedi as a speaker for this webinar. So I will just introduce Neeraj in short. Neeraj is working with AWS as a National Partner Lead, Windows on AWS. He is a proven leader with over 24 years of experience in IT industry with 15 plus years focused in driving business on cloud technologies, digital transformation, and application innovation. He has worked in organizations like EY, Microsoft, CFI Technologies, Rediff, NCR Corporations, where he has engaged extensively with customers, partners, and other business and technology stakeholders. Welcome, Neeraj. Additionally, I would like to introduce Ms. Yogita Gune. She is a part of Cloud.in sales team. She will give a quick overview of cloud.in. After that, Neeraj will start his session. And for all attendees, I just wanted to notify you that all attendees are muted by default and cannot be unmuted during a webcast webinar. So please raise your hand to grab speaker's attention, or you can ask a question. I will request Yogita to start her presentation.
Thanks, Suvarna. If you can just, yeah.
Yes.
Good morning, everyone. This is Yogita here. I am the business manager for strategic initiatives at cloud.in. I really thank you for joining in for the webinar today. Uh, the the reason why I just wanted to give you a sneak preview on what cloud.in does is because at the end of the presentation, you will at least know what are the services that we offer. So just to start the presentation, cloud.in is our brand name that we go by, and we are also known as Hosting Services Private Limited among our customers, and that's our legal name. Coming to the slide 2, as you can see, it's self-explanatory. We have around 21 years of experience, and we are one of the leading managed services provider in the country today. We have around 2 centers. We are talking about a NOC center and a SOC center for our customers, which are available 24/7, so that we can help our customers with their workloads in cloud. We have garnered around 22,000 plus small, medium enterprise customers in our journey so far. We are one of the leading domain registrars in the country today. In terms of the team, we are a 50 plus team today at cloud.in, equipped with 50 plus cloud certifications. Around 10,000 plus resources we have managed till now, with around 200 plus live workloads that we carry out today. We also have helped our customers with backup solutions when it comes to endpoints, and we have been successfully able to manage around 6,000 plus endpoints for various of our customers. In terms of the strategic partnerships that we have, which really helps us to serve you, is one of the um, partners, if I may say, is AWS. I mean, that is why we are here today. We are an advanced consulting partner for AWS. We also have a strategic partnership with Dhruva when it comes to on-cloud backup solutions. As far as the security portfolio is concerned, we are tied up with F5, Fortinet, and Checkpoint. In terms of the solutions that we offer, this slide gives you something in a nutshell. Why you should call cloud.in. I mean, why are you supposed to look at cloud.in as the one-stop solution for all your cloud needs? So one of the solutions that we offer is cloud consulting and advisory. Where we talk about customers who are already on cloud, we help them with well-architected reviews. Let's say if you are a customer who is on-premise customer and wants to move to cloud, then we help you with migration readiness assessment. We do proof of concept around that and help you with the right expertise and the right advice when it comes to moving to cloud. We also help our customers with billing services, which is termed as FinOps today. We help billing solutions around AWS, Azure, and GCP. When it comes to implementation and migrations, we have seen a lot of customers coming to us with new deployments, typically a lift and shift kind of migrations we have predominantly done. In terms of application services, we help our customers with custom application development. We also help our customers with application modernization, because that is one of the areas where we see a lot of customers coming to us because they have some legacy applications already in place on premise, and when they try to move to cloud, those are not cloud ready. So that is one of the areas that we help our customers with. We also help our customers with managed services. I had mentioned it in my earlier slide also. We have a knock and sock center which works 24/7. We provide the required assistance to our customers in that. We also have a resource augmentation service that we provide to our customers. We help our customers typically on projects where they require on-site dedicated resources. We also try to help the customers with that. So there's some issue with the slide. It's not moving. Just give me a sec. Great. In terms of competencies that we have competencies in service delivery capabilities around web application firewall, around CloudFront, this CDN service that AWS has. We also have competency around EC2, the compute services, and most important one is the Windows workload competency that we have. So if you want to move your Windows workloads to cloud, you know whom to contact. There seems to be some issue. Just give me a sec. Yep. In terms of the experience, now we are a 21-year young company, as I said. So there is no vertical that we have not touched. But few of the verticals I have mentioned here for your benefit. Media and entertainment, DNB, startups, e-commerce. These are few of the verticals that we have been closely working with, and these are the customers that have come to us with a lot of use cases. We have been seeing a lot of traction with our customers when it comes to CDN and edge security. We have the required edge team for that. Then media convert use cases, typically with the pandemic around the corner and people working from home, or the institutions giving lectures online. So this is one of the use cases that has predominantly come to the fore today. Live streaming, VOD, content delivery, edge services, serverless deployments. These are few things that we have seen, and we have seen the customers coming to us for that, and we were able to help with the right solutions. Just give me a sec. There seems to be an issue. I don't know what happened. Okay, then this slide tells you about the IPs that we have. We have around 4 indigenous IPs that we have developed as a Cloud.in team, which is called Freedom, Cloud Advisor, Edge Insights, and vFort. Now, when it comes to Freedom, it's a multi-cloud billing management platform that we offer to our customers. Then we have Cloud Advisor, multi-cloud security advisor tool. Edge Insights for edge analytics and intelligence, then vFort, which is a delivery platform for edge services. So these are the IPs that we also offer as SaaS offerings for our customers today. So in case any of you are interested to get a deep dive into these solutions that we have, you can always get back to us. In terms of the managed services offering, I just wanted to deep dive into this for a while to understand or give you an insight into what we do. When we say managed services offering, we help our customers with 24/7 support and infrastructure management for their workloads on cloud. We also help our customers with monitoring, alerting, and reporting sections. In terms of the performance and security optimization, I mean, there are a lot of customers who have come to us post their workloads on cloud, saying that we definitely want to optimize the performance and security postures that we have on cloud. Cost optimization is also one of the factors that definitely every customer wants to check out once he's on cloud. Then we also help with the required SLAs and reporting. We also conduct DR drill management for backups and recovery. So this is in a nutshell what we offer when it comes to managed services. So this is what it is when it comes to the presentation that we have as far as Cloud.in is concerned. I have mentioned my email ID here, yogita@cloud.in. In case you have any questions post this webinar, you can always get back to me. With this, I hand it over to Neerath to take us through the rest of the webinar. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Yogita, for giving me this opportunity. Uh, Let me just project my screen. And Yogita, in case you can let me know once you're able to see my screen.
Yes, Neerath.
Oh, okay, perfect. So first of all, I think let me thank all of you for taking out time. And I will make this worthwhile for everyone, whether you are on cloud, that is category one, because I think majority of customers today have already chosen cloud. Second category, where customers are planning to go on cloud, I would have something for you as well. And third, you have already gone on cloud and you are speculating multi-flavors, or you are looking at multi-cloud kind of scenarios. For you as well, I'll have something. So for every audience, I'll have something in this session, because this is not going to be a session purely on understanding on AWS and its capabilities, but we'll go around understanding you as a customer and understanding your problems in general and how you can find solutions of various problems in case you are on cloud or you are looking at cloud as one of your going forward motion. So with that, I think let me give a brief introduction about me as well. As I think Suvarna already explained that I have got more than 25 years of experience, out of which 15 plus, around 16 years is dedicated on cloud services. I've been selling cloud and serving. So not only selling, but serving cloud from way back from 2005 onwards. When people did not know anything about cloud, then it was called hosting. And at that time, I was creating solutions for organizations, not only for the core platform, but SaaS-based services as well from that time onwards. So it has been a long journey, and there is a remarkable difference as compared to when I was looking at it in 2005 and today. There is a lot more acceptance, and that you would agree that the majority of you might have already started your journey in spite of looking at it as a very gloomy outlook when it started, that it's a fad, it might go away, etc. So, and one more important thing I want to give about my experiences from last, or rather prior to this, I was working with ENY, where I was providing digital transformation consulting to organizations. And this was not only for IT, but for their overall operations, overall ecosystem as such, where I used to understand not only IT, of course, there are a lot of pre-ERP, post-ERP, uh, uh, integration of various platforms, how application can be removed or whether there is a need for that application or not, etc. How two non-communicating platform could be integrated for faster communication, how a common data platform or data lake could be created, how the health of your KPIs for your data platform could be managed, etc. Were my core tasks there. And of course, as I said, not only the IT, but I was looking at non-IT ecosystem as well. Like in finance, you would find by how you can kind of introduce technology to analyze any risks in the ecosystem. Because as we are aware, last 2 years of COVID have taught us to look at finance with a completely different angle, because there was a time when the operations of majority of manufacturing, not only manufacturing, but majority of organizations were shut down for a long time. It was a complete stop. Many organizations where you would find they cannot even shut down production, had to shut down. And as we know, it was a difficult time to come back from there. So all that has really taught us to look at our IT and how IT can enable various internal functions as well. And that is where I'm coming to, that many organizations started exploring, looking at IT with a different lens, with an intervention, how they could automate their ecosystem, how they could remove errors, etc. So all that was a part of my charter, and here I'm going to go, as I said, a little deeper in conveying and discussing on all of the above, and how we can understand your ecosystem better and then recommend you better based on our understanding. And that is where I think there are two types of customers which will be there today in our discussion, or where we are there today. There will be a set of customers who have already used AWS services. Either they are using it right now or they might have used it in past. So those would be aware about the AWS services quality, how you can, the ease of usage. So how AWS differentiates from many other services is, of course, quality of service, number of services which are available, and most importantly, ease of usage. How it prompts you for various things and how integration into various platforms is possible. So I would, this question is for those, or this uh, understanding is for those who are not using AWS services right now. So we have been placed in leaders quadrant way ahead than other service providers, and reason is very clear, uh, because not only the current quality of services which we have, as you are all aware that AWS has got one of the most stable cloud services. Not only that, but also, as I said, ease of integration into various services, ease of integration into other platforms, uh, the number of services which are available, and of course, the most important, the roadmap. How we have created the roadmap, not only right now, but 2 to 3 years down the line as well. So Gartner has looked into all those and put us in leaders quadrant from last 12 years, way ahead than other service cloud providers. The reason is very clear. Not only the current services, we have an edge, and we are by far the leader, way ahead than other service providers, but also how we have created our roadmap to sustain this, because it is not only the current services, but the future roadmap is also completely different as compared to other service providers, which is much more inclusive, much more innovative, looking at new services with a very different lens, how we can utilize ecosystem with a very different lens. So all that has kept us way ahead. And for organizations who have not used AWS, in case they are considering using any cloud, they should consider anything. They should consider only the leaders before moving ahead to the second best service. And that is where I prove my point and kept on explaining you that we are by far the leader, not only from market segment perspective, number of services perspective, capabilities perspective, ease of usage perspective, but also looking at the roadmap ahead. So now, kind of jumping into Windows workload, why should you consider Windows workloads at all? Windows workloads are important for all of us because, as we are aware, in case you are a enterprise, you would already have a lot of Windows workload in your ecosystem. But even today, SMBs have created their ISV platforms, which are either a customer-facing platform or channel-facing platform on Windows, because we are aware that Microsoft provided a lot of software and services free for people to develop, and that is where we are coming to that. In case you are running and you have your Windows workload in your ecosystem, then why should you consider AWS as your preferred cloud choice while you plan your movement on your cloud or cloud journey? So one of the questions which we have been hearing from all our customers are, they are not aware about their environment, what they are using, how much of the ecosystem are they using? Have they procured license in the wrong way? Have they procured more license than what they are actually using? Have they procured more hardware, and whether some of the hardware can be let go or can be repurposed? Whether they should be looking at a cloud, whether they should be looking at on-premise, whether disaster recovery is currently set up in the right way, business continuity is a focus. All those are the questions which customers normally face, and many of these questions are unanswered in majority of customers' discussion. And that is where I will just go brief. I'm telling you all these points just to clarify that Windows workloads are going to be important constituent of your today's overall stack, and it is important that you consider, irrespective of which workload you have, to consider Windows on AWS as a priority because we differentiate as compared to other service providers. And I'll go a little deeper there, and then I'll go into core of understanding your organization better and how we can go deeper into assessing your ecosystem for providing you best possible cloud services and scenarios. So here I'm telling you why should you consider AWS for your Windows workload. So we've been running Windows workloads from last 14 years as compared to I think Azure started way back in 2010 where they started infrastructure as service, and then we've been running from 2008, which is more than 2 years, and that is where you'll find millions of satisfied customers already using Windows. So in case you are considering any cloud platform, you look at experience because experience guides us on issues, problems, and we've been running that I think from 14 years. This shows our capability with satisfied customers and millions of customers who have come once have grown significantly. Second important thing is, in case you are moving on cloud, the one of the core reasons why you move on cloud might be uptime, which you would be looking at. And that is where we come again with our unique architecture of availability zones, which ensures the replication of data not only in the same physical data center, multiple copies of the same data in the same physical data center, but also in a completely segregated environment in the same and nearest availability zones. So this ensures uptime of our services, and as such, we are having 2 to 3 times more availability zones, which ensures that our ecosystem is 7 times up as compared to nearest competitor, which is Azure. These are all data points which are clearly called out and are documented, and you can go and check online as well. So this is important because in case you are looking at any service provider, first you look at experience because experience resolves issues. In case you might have had any issue running those, we've been resolving, upgrading. Second is in case you are looking at moving to cloud, one of the core reasons why you're moving from your on-premise to cloud is uptime, and that is where we assure uptime, higher uptime as compared to any other service cloud service provider. Third is security and compliance. As we are all aware, today, in case many of you would be doing dealings with European organizations, you might be in a certain segment where there might be compliances which might be applicable, like healthcare industry, like FMCG sector, like many other government organizations, where there are specific governance to either country or security or compliances which might be applicable. So we have 230 plus compliances, which is 5 times more at the nearest cloud service provider. So next issue is now you've confirmed on experience, you've confirmed on uptime, you've confirmed on compliance, certification, and security. The next point you look at is looking at more services. And why this is relevant, because every organization starts from cloud. So cloud is not a journey where your infrastructure is moved to cloud, then your journey stops. There is where your journey begins, especially organizations who are growing. They would start exploring new services on the cloud platform. They would look at integrating more services from marketplace, ISP platforms, etc. And it is easy to integrate because once you move on cloud, a lot of things comes easy, especially the data platform and capabilities which are not available to any offline vendors of any data platform. So all those makes it unique, and we have 400 plus services, which is way ahead as compared to our nearest cloud provider. Now you've established that we have more services as well. The next point is your organization or your application's performance, because that is again a key in case you are considering any cloud. The performance of application have to be really up to the mark, and that is where our 80,000 plus IOPS per instance ensures that the performance of your application is top notch. While you are while a customer, especially in very critical scenarios where you are either entering data in real time or a customer like the e-commerce platform or multiple platforms which are talking to each other in case your data is not processed in real time and is shared with the platform in real time and updated in real time, etc., are issues which might deteriorate the experience. And especially in, as I said, e-commerce kind of an industry where you are customers or you might be looking at exploring various services and you're finding big latency there. So all that is taken care because of higher IOPS, which ensure that performance is enhanced. And last but not the least, our customer centricity. So AWS is also known as one of the most customer-centric organization in the world, and that is proven by multiple times we have reduced costs. So we have reduced cost 109 times from 2006, as against many other cloud service providers who increase. So this is our commitment to our customers that whenever we achieve scale, we are able to share the benefits to our customers in real time. So I'll jump to the next slide. It is just re-emphasizing on the points which I explained. So as I said, in terms of number of regions, we have 2 times the number of regions, which ensure that our uptime is 7 times more as compared to nearest cloud service provider. Another important point is SQL performance. So SQL performance on AWS is 2 to 3 times more as compared to Azure. The reason is because of our unique architecture and our virtualization layer being very, very light. It practically allows SQL, as we are aware, SQL is highly resource crunching database in initial stages. Once the SQL server starts, it consumes huge amount of resources till the time it stabilizes. So in those scenarios, our virtualization layer practically gives the complete hardware to SQL to perform, and that is why you see 2 to 3 times better performance. And of course, that is reflecting in the cost as well, because for every application, you would expect the performance in certain milliseconds. And in case you are able to achieve that in lesser cost, you'll be able to save on cost. Rest all, I think security, I already explained. Rest all, I explained in depth. No point going there. So I'll just jump on. And these are all data points which I already discussed. This is just going a little deeper in all of those. So I'll just skip and keep on moving. So these are the points which I discussed. It is just going deeper into those, and I want to kind of come back to the point where I want to discuss about you, how I can help as an organization, whether you have started your cloud journey or not. So here is where I come back again to you. It is going to be focused only on your organization. And it is irrespective of whether you've started your cloud journey, whether you are on-premise, whether you are looking at procuring any new service, solution, etc. This is going to be highly relevant to you. So now what we have observed that majority of customers are not aware of what they have in their on-premise or infrastructure, even in the cloud, and how they're utilizing that. So whether you're in on-premise or cloud, many times you would not know what kind of licenses do you have, what kind of infrastructure do you have, whether you're utilizing your infrastructure properly or not. In spite of being on cloud, in case you are not having or managing your services properly, you might be over provisioned for those certain workloads. So all that is an issue which we've observed that 95% of customers face. And that is why we created a unique engagement process or strategy while engaging with organizations, that we will look at the first step in the ladder as assessment first, to understand the complete IT, hardware, software, and integration details of applications for the customer, to understand his organization better, and then we can recommend them various pathways. So as I said, if you are in on-premise, in case you're in one flavor of cloud, in case you're in multi-cloud, in case you're in a data center kind of private cloud environment, all that is taken care by assessment. And how do we do assessment is either there are some tools, either AWS own tool or any third-party tool which is created by the approved vendor of AWS as per our requirements, which again can be deployed to understand the ecosystem better. And once you understand the complete hardware, software, infrastructure, utilization of storage, utilization of network, how applications are talking to each other, etc., then you can plan the migration journey. In case you are looking at migrating to cloud, what will be the cost savings possible, and what all are the different possible migration scenarios in case you are migrating, whether it makes sense to bring your license as BYOL or whether to let go your current license and move on license included versions. And then, of course, it also recommends you for modernizing your workloads because many times we found that customer has very, very old legacy OS or SQL versions which does not support or which does not have any support on patches, security patches, etc., which makes your ecosystem highly vulnerable to all kind of attacks. So what we do is we recommend you that these certain applications, of course, we will look at your future roadmap as well for that certain application. And we'll recommend that in case you should be looking at modernizing those or containerizing. So depending on your current ecosystem, the whole process of understanding your current landscape better, and then recommending a migration and modernization journey along with the TCO at each step. So that is what our approach. And this is all done by real-time assessment of your ecosystem using tools to understand it better, and then recommendation happens. So that is where this project Ola came into picture. Ola is optimization and licensing assessment, which is 100% free service for the customers with no strings attached. And and as I said, it is where we use a tool, a third-party tool, to understand your landscape and then recommend you various services. And what we've observed while we run an Ola or optimization and licensing assessment to your ecosystem is in majority of cases, there is up to 36% of savings on an average possible, or just right sizing the current infrastructure. So in case your infrastructure is X, and as we all know, that on-premise infrastructure is over-provisioned. Just allow me a second, I have just some water. Yeah, so uh, in case you're on-premise, you know that your ecosystem is created for 3 to 5 years roadmap of hardware, which is hardware life cycle. Normally, there is a chance of over provisioning, and we've observed that in on an average, it is over provisioned, and the cost of right sizing itself, or in case you right size, you'll be able to save 36% of cost. And this is the cost on compute. And in case you are having SQL Enterprise and SQL Standard, there is 49% of cost savings on cores. So we are aware that SQL Enterprise and SQL Standard are one of the most expensive component in a BOM of a customer. In case it is enterprise, like it's like huge amount of savings in case we are able to save on SQL cores cost. Even standard is a significant cost component. We save significant cost there as well. So cost is an important component in case we are considering our journey on cloud. And here, just by assessment, the first tick in the box gives you a huge impact for planning your journey ahead. Second is, as I said, uh, you might be at any stage either planning your journey on cloud, migrating your journey on cloud, or modernizing your workloads to cloud, uh, or even looking at procuring any new service or platform. For all these, you need to understand your current ecosystem better. So otherwise, what happens is, assuming that you are a certain industry like manufacturing or retail, so people will tell you, why don't you follow the same process at your as your competitor is doing right now? So you might have the same ERP, assuming you're using SAP. You might be using the same CRM, assuming you are using some CRM and your competitor is using the same. But you will not be exactly the same. I'll tell you the reason why. Because of the deployment differences. You might have deployed 5 modules of ERP, your competitor might have deployed 7. You might not have integrated both the all the ecosystem with your ERP in real time. You might be running it with a cron of 12 hours or 24 hours difference. They might have integrated it in a common platform. You might not have integrated all your data in a single data lake. They might have done that. So what I'm trying to tell you is, in spite of having the same softwares which you might be having because of the same industry type, your competitor might be having the same softwares, but utilization of software will be completely different. The customization layer of yours will be completely different. How you wish to see your ecosystem to perform in real time will be completely different than your competitor. So all that makes you completely different. So any approach is either recommended by internal or external ecosystem will be completely waste, because you are unique, your utilization is unique, your organization is unique, and how you should be planning your journey is based on your own ecosystem understanding. And that is where Ola comes into picture, where this tool actually does the assessment of your current ecosystem better to understand what is deployed in your ecosystem on hardware, software, number of cores, how much of those are being utilized, and then it recommends you that in case you move on cloud, this will be the kind of savings, this will be the kind of core savings, this will be the kind of database core savings, etc. And in absolute rupees or dollars, this will be the cost savings, etc. Again, as I said, in case we are looking at a CEO level conversation, in case you are an infra head and you have to communicate with your senior leadership, which is either promoter of the organization or CEO of the organization, in case you want to, or a CIO, in case you tell him that you require or you are planning your journey on cloud, he will ask you very blunt questions on the data points on savings, on the data points of capability enhancement, on the data points of performance improvement, etc. And you will struggle to answer those, because in spite of whatever way you might have some data points because of vCenter, you can get at a certain moment some understanding of your ecosystem, but the complete utilization pattern will not be there, which this tool does, because this tool is deployed in your ecosystem in one of the VMs, and it keeps on pinging the other VM in your network to get that very basic data on physical server, cores, VMs, uh, compute, memory, storage, application, uh, network utilization, application dependency. So it will just keep on pinging those to get those basic information. Every 15 minutes, it will consume some 5 to 10 KB of data to get those basic information in real time for understanding your ecosystem better. And normally this is to understand it better, and then it recommends you creating various roadmaps going forward. So again, I'll just go take the same string, go a little deeper. So majority of times, assuming you have planned your journey on cloud or you're planning your procurement of new software, hardware, or anything. So this is the first challenge. You need to understand your ecosystem better. You need to understand whether some of the hardware can be re-provisioned. Should I plan my journey on cloud? Whether I have the right number of licenses, etc. Are all the gaps which you might have. And how this tool does is, this tool starts capturing data of your usage. As I explained earlier, it will capture all the utilization details in real time. Just keep on gathering those in one place. So it will have the utilization of your hardware, it will have the utilization of virtualization layer, it will have the utilization of your application, which is either SQL or Windows Server, number of cores which are being used. It will have storage utilization, it will have network utilization, it will have uh, how applications are talking to each other, etc. What is the frequency, etc. Just keep on gathering data. So now, with your current issue that you did not know your ecosystem, you started knowing your ecosystem because you have all the data points of utilization, hardware, software, etc. Your second question is, now you kind of understood your ecosystem. Now, in case you're planning your journey, what should be the cost? In case you decided that now I want to move to cloud, what will be the cost impact? So that is the second issue which you have, and whether you can bring your licenses. And in case I bring my licenses, what will be the impact? In case I'm willing to commit for a year, what will be the cost impact? In case I'm looking at AMD and Intel, both processors, what will be the cost? There will be some environments which are dev test, DevOps. What will be the impact of that? How should I consider that, etc. Many, many questions again. So how this tool does it is it will keep on, as I said, capturing all the data, and then it will create using AI and ML based algorithms, a usage pattern for your organization, looking at very basic issues like in case you're bringing a license, there'll be one option given that you have procured a license prior to 1st October 2019. Your SQL and Windows both are there. You can bring both either with software assurance or without. Because prior to 1st October 2019, in case you are bringing to cloud, you don't need to worry about software assurance. You can directly bring it to dedicated host or dedicated instance where you will be able to use your current licenses in terms of physical, then cores, etc. Everything can be used. And it will tell you that in case you're bringing a license, this is a cost. In case you're not bringing a license, this is a cost. In case you're bringing only SQL license, because post 1st October 2019, Microsoft has not allowed or has stopped allowing taking Windows Server on cloud. You cannot bring your Windows license to any cloud flavor. So that you have to take license included on AWS, but SQL you can still bring, but SQL has to be license included. You can go on public cloud, which is EC2 machines on AWS and directly use SQL Server there on pre-licensed EC2 machines. So you can bring your license there, and there will be a separate cost impact there in case you are bringing SQL only. So all those scenarios will be all provided to you in a single slide. I'll go a little deeper there and give you, actually it will open your eyes completely that this is how deep the tool goes. And now you have understood your infrastructure, the hardware, software utilization of your infrastructure. Now you understood the cost that in case I'm planning to bring my license, this will be the cost. In case I'm bringing my license on BYOL, this will be the cost. In case I'm able to bring only SQL, this will be the cost, etc. Everything has come. Next is now I need to plan my journey, which workload to move first. Majority of you would have multiple workloads on cloud or in on-premise or in data center. And you would want to move step by step. It is called wave-based migration. Wave one, you'll have certain number of workloads. Wave two, certain other. So how should you plan your migration? So now you have decided that you want to move workload one. That is the basic call we have to take. Once you decide that you have to move workload one, it will tell you all the surrounding applications which are talking to each other. So in case you are moving workload one, it is talking to 5 more applications. You need to plan migration of 5 plus 1 together. Otherwise, there'll be disruption in the ecosystem. It will tell you that. It will also tell you that many applications are old legacy 2005, 2008, 2010 ecosystem, which might be out of life, out of support, out of extended support as well from Microsoft in terms of security patches. So you need to plan the modernization of those as well. In case you're looking at long-term growth, you are looking at a long-term roadmap of those applications in your ecosystem. So you need to look at modernizing those in some way or the other. So that is another question which you should be given as a hint in this. That will help you accelerate your migration. So this is how, as I said, step by step the process happens. The stage one is data collection mode. There is a tool deployed in your system, as I said, in one of the VMs you have to dedicate in your network, and that VM will keep on pinging the other VMs in your system to get basic information. And normally this is done for 2 weeks, which is 14 days to 20 days maximum, where we capture all the data and we are able to create the report within the next 5 days or so. Second is the data which is collected. This uses the AI/ML algorithms to create various models for you, which is exact BOM once you move on cloud. So it will have exact that this VM is right sized and provisioned as this VM. Now, in case you are moving on cloud, this will be the cost. This will be the VM. This will be the scenario. This will be the database, etc. Everything. And this is how the result is presented to you on savings and the VMs, etc. So it'll tell you that in on-premise, this cost will be provided by you. So you will tell us that this is the compute and storage cost and network cost, etc. And this is the overall cost. And we'll tell you on AWS, in case you're moving on AWS, this will be the cost. So you can see direct savings here. It will tell you how many of your current VMs or physical servers are either idle or completely in zombie state where they are not working at all. So it will tell you that in case you are looking at removing those servers, in case you are looking at consolidating those workloads, and mind you, it will also tell you that there are some servers which are over consuming the storage and over consuming the compute, where the performance is getting deteriorated because of over consumption of allocated resources. So it will tell you those also, where there are red alerts or red flags on your current consumption, where your current infrastructure is not able to provide the or work on the current application, and that application require more resources. It will clearly call out those, and that is why you might be facing performance issues. This happens many times in case infrastructure is old. It also tell you how many of current cores are there in your ecosystem, and once you move on cloud, how many cores can be saved by right sizing. As I said, I don't know whether you'll remember or not. You have an option of choosing whether you are having some kind of environment which is dev test, DevOps, where you might not be looking at consuming those for 24 by 7, because while you're creating models, it is important to look at all pricing possibilities and to save cost in case you're committing that you are looking at 1 year price lock or 2 year or 3 year. There is a certain cost difference which you achieve, and not only cost savings, but it becomes easier for you to manage. You still pay on monthly basis, but you say that I'll commit for a year that I'll be consuming this much minimum resource. So in case you are kind of creating that model, you need to identify the workloads which are not going to be run for 24 by 7. So you can identify those and remove that from reserve instance, 1 year or 3 year reserve instances, which you can pay on monthly basis, the dev test and DevOps. So you can remove those and manually select those instance families. Next is it will tell you in case you are moving your workload from on-premise to cloud, what will be the cost without doing any right sizing. So what do I mean is in case you are using a certain VM with whatever cores, whatever GB in cloud, in case you are moving the same, allocating the same resources on cloud, what will be the cost? In case you are moving those to AWS, this will be the cost. But in case you right size the same, so all you're doing is this is just reprovisioning the on-premise environment on cloud, and this is after right sizing based on your actual consumption patterns within 20 days. This is recommended uh, by the tool. And now, as I said, you are bringing your own license in whatever way format prior to 1st October 2019, post 1st October 2019. You are bringing your SQL license only or SQL plus Windows, etc. is taken care on this slide. And you can choose and it will create a model for that as well. This shows where your higher version of machines are right sized and brought into smaller machines. And in some cases, you'll find that some smaller machines are brought to higher machines because their infrastructure is not being is over or overburdening the machine, where you might be facing issues of performance in those certain applications. Now you have seen and you've taken a call, your management is willing to take a call and you've been given go ahead. Now this is how the application dependency or server dependency looks like. This server or application is talking to these many servers. In case you're migrating this, you need to ensure that you migrate all of these together. Otherwise, there'll be disruption. There'll be problems in the ecosystem. This is how we do the assessment process. So we are right now discussing here. In case you agree, there is a kickoff call along with the tooling vendor in case we are using an external tool. In case it is our own, then we'll just kickstart. And there is a tool deployed in your system which keeps on pinging other VMs. And we just check the data sanity and whether all the machines are getting captured or not. In some cases, we have observed that due to some patches being missing in the network, the machine is not there in the network. And many a times, just by upgrading the patch or ensuring that there is some blocker which is removed, then the machine is brought back in the network again. So you just do the hygiene check and then allow it for 15 to 20 days. Normally, 15 days is normally the time when it is okay. But 20 days is maximum. Then we look at collection of data. And by 25th day, instead of 30th day, we look at 20 to 25th day for data presentation. And then you can plan your migration journey ahead. So I'll go a little deeper there. I'll just run you within 5 minutes a report. And this is actual customer report where all the findings you'll be able to see and how it is represented, how you can use this for taking to your senior management is what the intent. So this is a BFSI organization. BFSI means FS, Financial Services. Majority of their ecosystem is on-premise because of governance and everything. Now they were looking at moving many of those services to cloud. What they were looking at is they wanted to understand their current IT landscape better, how they can, and the complete licensing, etc. How much of that is they are utilizing infrastructure, network, storage. They wanted to understand based on the above data whether they should be considering to moving to cloud or whether they should be okay to on-premise to stay on on-premise. They also wanted to understand various pricing models in case they're moving on AWS, what will be various pricing models based on the licensing and whether they should be continuing their EA license, etc., with Microsoft or look at something else in terms of licensing. This is the first page of the report, how a typical report is presented. It will tell you the number of servers, SQL servers, Linux servers, nodes, total disks, and disk size in a single slide. As I said, this is all the cost in case. So this customer was not able to give us the cost of on-premise environment. So what we did is we completely removed that in case customer is moving from on-premise to cloud without doing any resizing or optimization. This will be the cost. So this is their on-premise simply moved without doing any right sizing to cloud. The cost will be 596K, and the processor is Intel based. And the same in case we are looking at right sizing. After right sizing and 1 year reserve instance. So as I said, this will automatically tell you that in case you are looking at 1 year reserve instance because of your production running 24/7, it will recommend that. And it'll tell you that overall, this is the cost, which is approximately 60% of savings as compared to in case you just lift and shift. And also one important thing in case you are looking at SQL included version, or you can neglect that both ways. So in case you are bringing your own license, you can remove SQL license from here. In this case, customer SQL was one of the things which you are planning to bring. Similarly, for 3 years, in case you're looking at right sizing and reserve instance, both for 3 years with no upfront payment. So again, they confirm that they'll be using these services for 3 years, but they confirm that they are not going to pay anything upfront. It will be on monthly basis. Once the consumption is declared, they'll keep on paying on monthly basis. The cost saving is approximately 62.73. So it is 3-4% more compared to 1 year. Similarly, same thing on AMD, where light on-premise to cloud movement without any right sizing results 432K. 1 year upfront is 207K, which is approximately 52% of this cost. In case you're looking at 3 years reserve instance with no upfront costs, it is 55% of saving approximately. Now both are being compared on the same slide, so people can take a call. This is how I was saying that higher size in on-premise VM will be spanning to a lesser VM. So you'll find some smaller ones going either in the same or larger one as well, depending on, as I said very clearly, that it gives you both based on your actual consumption. In case some of your VMs are actually under stress because of either storage or compute, it will recommend a higher VM. Now we look at the application dependency. Now you've got a go ahead from your management. You want to migrate. So this workload is the one which customer selected, and it showed that this workload is talking to these many other servers. So in case they are planning a migration, they need to look at migrating all these servers together. This slide tells you that these are the servers which are practically working for 1 hour only in a month, and these can be either completely removed or can be brought into a single environment or completely shut down. Both ways are possible. It'll tell you that current utilization of your disk is 66%. And once we move you on AWS cloud, your disk utilization will be 80%. It'll tell you that current vCPUs are 606, and once you move on cloud, your vCPUs will be 304. It will also judge you and check your network utilization, internal and external. It will look at some instances where it is skewed, there is manual intervention where we can remove those because those might be SQL internal communication, which might not be going outside, and there'll be no cost impact. So we'll just remove those and check all the other instances for network, internal and external, and accordingly allocate cost so that it is more accurate overall. The BOM is much more accurate. This tells you how your current operating system landscape is and how allocation for each of those is there in the ecosystem. This again, as I said, licensing norms prior to 1st October 2019 and post 1st October 2019, how Windows servers and SQL servers are licensed. It is just a guidance given to customers that in case it is prior to 1st October 2019, SQL and Windows can be brought to dedicated hosts or dedicated instances without any software assurance. And in case it is post 1st October 2019, you cannot bring Windows license anywhere. You can bring SQL only, and that has to be only with software assurance. Here, as I said earlier, we are looking at saving of SQL, especially SQL Enterprise. We found that a lot of SQL Enterprise, 10 SQL Enterprise servers were being used only for encryption. As we are all aware that SQL 2019 onwards has encryption capabilities in standard also. So their SQL Enterprise could be changed to SQL Standard because there is a 10 to 11 times cost difference between standard to enterprise. So enterprise is 10 to 11 times more costly than standard version. And in case you're even paying the software assurance for enterprise, the cost will be more than the standard SQL cost. Which is the software assurance cost of enterprise SQL is approximately 33%. So which is significantly lower than which is significantly higher than the standard SQL cost. So anything which is old legacy SQL Enterprise being used in the system only for encryption can be removed, and you can bring a standard SQL license included version, which will save significant amount of cost, or you can bring your own license as well, along with software assurance. So here there are various combinations of customers, various savings shown. Enterprise SQL, the savings in license of cores is reflecting over here. Again, number of servers of various. So these are various actual customer findings, not the same one. So earlier, the earlier slides of were of the same customer. I've just kept various licensing scenarios of other customers to show the kind of cost savings which are significant. Here in typical scenarios, we recommend modernizing as well, wherever there are 2008, 10 scenarios. And then there is a normal migration roadmap in case you're looking at migration first, a deep dive or understanding application dependency, etc., and how to migrate can be discussed. And of course, modernization, because first we need to understand the modernization story of AWS. Then we'll go deeper into the application assessments, etc. So I'll just pause. I think I've already overcrossed my time limit, but I'll just pause and wait for any questions or queries from anyone. So Suvarna, in case you can check whether there are any questions, Yogita, you too can check whether there are any questions in the chat box which we can answer.
No, Neeraj, there are no questions in the chat box.
At least, guys, you can nominate immediately because assessment is, as I said, 100% free of cost with no strings attached. you can nominate your name for assessment, and we will do either a manual or a tool-based assessment based on the applicability, and it is completely free of cost. And we will provide you what will be the kind of savings which are possible in case you are moving your planning your journey on cloud or any other journey. So right now, Suvarna and Yogita both are here. You can just nominate that we are interested, and we'll take the journey from there. And also, in case you've liked the session, you can say that you've liked it, or any other comment or any question in case you have.
So, Nikat, if there are no more questions, we can conclude the session.
Sure, please.
Okay, thanks, Neeraj. It was really a great session, and I hope all our attendees have got an idea about why their organization should migrate Windows workload to AWS. Thank you all for attending the session. We appreciate your time being with us today. With our expertise and experience, we can help your organization with flawless transition to the cloud. Do write us on sales@cloud.in to get in touch with us. And after the webinar, you will receive a feedback form. Do share your feedback with us. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
thank you.
you.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Neeraj.
everyone. Bye. Thanks. Bye.